Good evening everyone and welcome to tonight's live stream of our homebrew D&D campaign, the Darkness of Amon'Gul, a high fantasy campaign set in the continent of Creydor. We are the Conduit to Chaos, a bunch of D&D and gaming enthusiasts from Wales, and in tonight's episode we'll be rejoining our adventurers as they continue their journey in the City of Fortunes, having just infiltrated their way past the Palace Guard and now finding themselves within the confines of the illustrious and awe-inspiring Jacinth Palace. But before we crack into tonight's action, we just wanted to share a quick thank you to everyone who's been watching our videos so far. If you are new to the channel or just tuning in, please do check out all of our past videos available on our Twitch and YouTube channels. Links are all in the channel description below, and if you do like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button while you are there. But before we dive into the action then, let's head over to the table and see how everyone's doing tonight after the half-hour ordeal of tech issues, adverse weather outside causing people's internets to not work that well. How are we all doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a big evening ahead of us, I feel.
It's a stabbing.
Lots of stabbing.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, do we feel like we're all ready after all of that intensive planning in the last session? Well, last two sessions, to be honest with you.
Yep. They're both dead. I'm already. You may as well just,
In your heads, yeah?
write them off now. Yeah, totally.
I don't remember what the plan was.
Recap.
Well, luckily for you, there is a recap. Yeah, I appreciate, again, it was one of those ones where there's a lot of conversations ongoing, and yeah, it's hard to take everything in, so I will cover that actually, Grizz, in the recap. But just wanted to say we are back with Broderson tonight. Nice to have you back. Unfortunately, we are having some really bad weather. You're in Wales at the minute, so some of our internet connections are not great, so hopefully we don't drop off tonight. And unfortunately we don't have Olga, who'll be rejoining us in the next session, but thanks again, Cathbad, for carrying Olga's torch. I think it'll be well appreciated tonight if it gets into a sticky situation. So
If she survives, then I'm sure it will be.
I mean, last week you lost the Star Ruby, so this week maybe her life?
Yeah.
Have you even told her about the Star Ruby yet, Mike?
She does know
You
about
did
it.
not.
Did you tell her?
No way. I was never letting it slip. You've got to bite the bullet on that.
Well, didn't tell her, so let's see what happens tonight. Might not need to.
You find a Star Ruby. No, Olga's dead.
Just
Great.
look after that
We'll
road.
just find the Star Ruby room in the palace. It'll be fine.
What was that, Lovat?
Look after her road.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Oh, yeah.
Don't want to be losing that one. I think Drent's already eyeing her up.
Hey, I gave it to her, so that's how much.
Yeah,
of a
only
team
because you
player
didn't know its
I am.
value.
No, I think I checked it. It's because I couldn't use it.
Okay. Oh, that's why.
That's it.
All right, then. So I guess, yeah, with that, we'll go into last session's recap. So yeah, you started the last session at the bottom of the Slaver's Tavern. Once again, I did have to check my notes. So I was like, you started the last session before in the Slaver's Tavern too. But yeah, you were awoken by the sounds of the sort of tavern doors opening above. After a restful night's sleep and unsure on what was discussed the evening before, Grizz took the opportunity to talk through the plans with the group. Whilst a jolly sounding Broderson, played by our wonderful Drent, made a delightful cooked breakfast for everyone in a super Welsh accent. At this point, the resistance leader Thurgrun came over with a pile of clothes and just threw them on the ground before you, offering you a sort of fine selection to choose from. There were some spectacular and fashionable red pants and an embroidered waistcoat for Broderson. Some black leather boots with tights and golden coloured pants that stretched to the knee, along with a red jacket and a fine silken hat for Grizz. A beige shirt with lapels and a patterned crest with an outside leather belt for Cathbad. How very fashionable. And a fine satin cloth green shirt with frayed arms and long brown boots for Drent. Yeah, that's right, Peter Pan. And of course, a spinning bow tie for Lovak, who opted for the au natural look with his skull-laden belt. So, yeah, there were quite a few outfits on show for last session. So, dressed for the occasion, you took the final opportunity to run through the plan consisting of 5 stages. Stage 1, infiltrate. Stage 2, when in position and the Deo present, signal the attack. Stage 3, coordinated attack begins on the crystals and the Deo. Stage 4, liberate the town or escape via the Eye of the God. And Stage 5, everyone for themselves. So a very well thought out plan that did have some improvisation in between as well. You know, I think Thurgood was looking up to you to have some sort of elaborate plan to win the day, but yeah, improv seemed the way to go. But it was at this point that Thurgood also passed you a small gift, some vials of black blasting powder fashioned within 2 small tubes, handy perhaps for a sticky situation. And following some questions, he also left you with some vital information for the battle ahead. He mentioned that Jorisi appeared to be the stronger of the 2 Deo in terms of their brute strength, also wielding fire and moving through it with impunity, while Odaf seemed to be more powerful of the mind, so sort of conjuring various magics to conduct his evil deeds and control the people. And when asked about the Eye of the Gods, he also mentioned it went to various places, including Creydor, and that some 20 years or so ago there was a strange shift in comings and goings into the plane. So with all of the information needed, you made your final preparations, but as you prepared to leave, you all noticed Drent in a moment of contemplation as his hazy memories continued to return, this time seeing the beautiful surrounds of the Feywild and memories of a wonderful and beautiful companion, his childhood horse and friend, which he shared with the group. And in true group fashion, you took this opportunity to make some jokes and hoped that one day Cathbad would get to extract some embarrassing stories from the horse. But after jokes aside, and time ticking by, Lovak ushered everyone on and handed one of the Jacinth gemstones to Grizz before setting out on your way in 2 separate groups. The chatty bunch, consisting of Grizz, Cathbad and Olga, and the muscle, consisting of Drent, Lovak and Broderson. You made your way through a busy city towards the palace, arriving at some smaller checkpoints, and as you sort of deliberated going around these checkpoints, a loud voice shouted out, "Clear the way! Clear the way!" as 3 heavy goods wagons merged their way into the street, compressing the crowds around the muscle. At this point, Broderson took a little stumble, but was collected by Drent and Lovak as they pushed through. Shortly after, the second group found themselves in a similar situation, bunched up as they weaved their way through the narrow street, but managed to make their way into the palace approach, albeit somewhat lighter, as Grizz found some darts missing from his possession, Cathbad a healing potion, But more worryingly for Olga, her star ruby that she seemed somewhat attached to was also gone. The star ruby that she found in Mosul's lair. So from here, both groups observed a sort of heavier presence of guards as you made your way towards the stone giants at the final checkpoint ahead of the two large guard houses that sort of tower over the approach to the palace. The first group seemed to make it through with ease as Drent and Lovac showed a stone giant the crystal in their backpack and were hurried through, almost with a smile as Drent dropped one of the stone giants a tip as a thanks. Meanwhile, in the second group, it didn't quite go to plan, as Grizz seemed to cause quite some friction with one of the other stone guards who had pulled them to the side. Yeah, a bit of a hostile sort of encounter, very arrogant Grizz acting as
No
all
lessons
royalty. But was swiftly sort of the situation was remediated as Olga and Cathbad seemed to calm down the situation and offered up some of the gemstones from their backpack as a bribe to let them through. And I think you ended up giving away 2 gemstones, is that right?
Sorry, yep.
And as this was all happening, it did seem to make a little bit of a kerfuffle as well. And Lovac did turn back to notice all of this and give you a little bit of a smile as he continued his way into the palace. But after that situation was resolved, you seemed to make your way through and you all made your way into the palace through a smaller sort of checkpoint at first, just ushering people in, getting them almost into a line as they sort of entered the main parts of the palace. And that's where we'll pick up tonight's session, as you find yourselves having entered the Jacinth Palace and into a large open vestibule or entrance court. Gold-plated columns surround a finely marbled floor which seems to sparkle with a golden hue, as though jacinth had been infused into the stone itself. Large statues of the Deo sit at either side of the room, decorating the open space with their towering presence. And there are doors that you can see which lead off to the rooms to the left and to the right hand side of the court, which appear to be guarded by dwarves adorned in decorative attire of half-plate armour, weaved with a fine glistening yellow silk. More strikingly, however, at the end of the room you see a grand stairway which splits into 2, leading up to a large open and, again, decorative door. Beneath this, 2 stone giants maintain guard as you see another stairway leading off to an area lower down in the palace. And as you all sort of collect your surroundings, Brodison notices a familiar face. A human he had observed earlier on in the Sapphire Quarter and subsequently the Amaratha Quarter, forcing their way into the tavern, staring down from the balcony ahead of you, somewhat 100 meters or so ahead of you as you've made your way into this open entrance court. And that's where we'll pick it up.
Okay, so are we in where we need to be yet?
I think this is
As
the
if we
waiting room.
are. Yeah, okay. So we don't want to send a signal yet then.
No, I think we need to get visual confirmation of the Deo as well.
Let's head in our 2 groups then. If, we'll follow just behind.
This could be the room, I'm not sure, but it doesn't seem it. If it's a smaller room, where would they keep the slaves?
There must be a greater hall in here.
Yeah.
What if there's an even greater hall after that, though?
And we find the one with the Deo in, and then we go.
Good plan, Drent.
So let's open up with a roll. Everybody give me a perception check, please.
Have we just missed the slaves and they've been there all the time? Ooh. I do not see no slaves.
Cathbad knows their star signs.
And that's
I rolled
Olga.
14.
Oh,
Mine was terrible.
Olga.
14
Okay.
for Lovac.
Yeah.
Broderson?
I've rolled a 16. My D&D Beyond isn't.
Okay, that's fine. So, yeah, a few of you just seem to be sort of huddled among the crowd that you're now sort of getting pushed into this courtyard and starting to disperse. So some of you are just almost taken by the people around you. But for Grizz and Cathbad, you seem to get a bit more sense of the room. So everything I sort of described as the intro to the room, you start to really take in those different entryways. So you got the entryway to the left, the entryway to the right, this grand stairway, which seems to be where people are being ushered towards, and you can see people who have arrived before you heading up that stairway and into the large open doors. So you can't quite see where that goes, but on the other entryways that you can see within the room, there are guards protecting.
So, do we just follow the crowd?
And sorry, I was just turning the music down. And with that, so you do get a sense, though, Grizz, that's the kind of flow of traffic through this area. Seems to be quite huddled because you had to go through a narrow entryway to open into this courtyard. But Broderson, as your eyes have sort of been drawn instantly to this human figure staring over the balcony some 100 meters or so in front of you, you see their face, which you start to recognize from your previous encounters, and you see that they're wearing a sort of black hooded cloak with cloth vestments. But
Is the hood up at the moment?
yes.
Okay.
And
Are there any?
what was your roll again?
16.
16, yeah. So as you continue to look, even though you're this distance away, you do notice something else oddly familiar. Something that the group had encountered on their journey from Earthfield. You notice a ring on this human's finger. You don't quite make out exactly what it is, but it looks very familiar to the ring and shape, bearing the mark of a flame being struck by lightning.
And
That's
the ring is on this person's hand.
Yeah, so they're leaning over the balcony right now, which is why you've noticed them. So you can see
Okay.
their fingers hanging over the edge of the balcony, which is why you've noticed this particular ring.
Is this? Are there any guards around?
So yeah, you've seen what I described to Grizz, and Cathbad. So you've got the entryways to the left and right hand side of the room, both with 2 dwarven guards, and then you've got 2 stone giants guarding this pathway down into the palace, whereas everybody else is being the only way I can describe it is, imagine like when you see a palace and you've got those grand stairways that go up on the left and right hand side, but then big cavern almost in the middle part. That's where the entry down is, so people are being completely ushered away from the stone giants to the left and right hand side of those stairways.
Okay. Gonna keep my head down and pretend I've not seen anything.
Okay. What would the rest of you like to do?
I want to get into the hall now.
Yeah.
Keep following.
Yeah.
Let's give them a couple of paces head start and then follow in as if we don't know them.
Okay, so you all continue to weave with the traffic, and you know, when I say this, it made it sound like it's really, really busy, but I mean, in the grand scheme, it is. I mean, you all seem to be a little bit sort of single file, a couple of meters between everyone. So there are quite a few people who have come into this place now for various reasons. Yeah, you all seem to be cutting off. The group seem to be cutting off to the left and the right. So maybe if we stick with the groups that we had last session. So the first group, Drent, Lovac, and Broderson. How do you like to proceed?
Just trying to do my best bodyguard impression. Just looking around.
Novak at the front, keeping the riffraff away, you know?
Yeah.
So whilst there's a couple of meters between most people in this room, there's at least double that around Lovac's presence.
Perfect.
You would probably sense somebody coming at you.
Yeah. Are they like serving drinks and like is it like a reception area this is, or are people just generally being funneled towards what we would imagine is the...
While you can't see something at this point, you do start to get a whiff of flavour on the end of your nose. Perhaps coming from the area above.
Crispy criminals, or whatever they were called.
Quizmals.
Criminals, yeah.
Maybe.
Man, I wasn't even there for that bit either.
This is a Chrismal town.
So yeah, as you start weave your way up towards the left-hand side and start to make your way halfway across the room, Broderson, because you've still sort of clocked this individual, you do see them sort of scanning the area below, almost as if they're searching for someone.
No action.
Okay. So yeah, as you sort of keep an eye on this individual, you do see them look down towards your group and linger for a little bit. Before looking away.
Okay. Nothing from me.
Okay. So yeah, you continue to make it up this stairway, and you find yourselves as really you've started to make some space around you now. The crowd has started to dissipate. The entry area was quite busy. You make your way into this top of the stairway where there's this large, really large open double door. So 2 grand doors have opened up and have been pressed against the wall, and you see this long corridor ahead of you, and you can make out that there is a few rooms off of this corridor, and you can see various people going into either rooms off of this. There's one, it appears to be one main room to the left, and then two or so doorways on the right hand side.
Are we out of visibility of the hooded figure now?
So you've just walked, just past them.
Lean forward to Drent. We're being watched.
Are you sure?
Definitely.
Your accent has changed, Broderson.
Sounds more sustainable, doesn't it?
That's a good idea. Okay.
Are we all going to disguise our voices?
If you see them again, try and keep us away from them so they don't get too much of a view on us. Let's hopefully make it so that we don't get in too much trouble, as Lovak does stand out a bit, and me and you are humans in a realm full of dwarves, giants, and other things.
No problem, Drent.
Do you think we should go to the larger room or one of the ones to the side?
I'll leave that decision to Lovak.
Shall we scan and look for the nail? Go into each room one by one.
How far away are we at this stage? Because maybe we could split up and do one side of the room each.
So you're a little bit further behind now, so we'll jump over to the other group. So you can still see them a little bit ahead of you. You've been caught up again in the sort of traffic. But yeah, you've seen them go up the sort of stairway as you're around 50 meters or so behind them.
So, sorry, just to get my bearings, the big staircase with the double doors is where that group have gone up, and they're going to walk down the corridor, and we can see them walking up, right?
Yes. So they're
Okay.
walking up. You've seen them walking up the stairway.
And you said there was were there other doors the other sides on the ground floor?
So you're in a closed court, basically, like an entrance court. So sometimes they're open, obviously with the sky above, etc. But this one's a closed one, so it does have a ceiling, and there's these large pillars, but it's huge. Maybe the presence of stone giants or something, you would imagine, needing a bit more space. But off to the left and to the right, center points of this room, you see other doorways, a doorway each side, go off into other areas, but they are guarded by 2 dwarves on either side. And then in the middle of this stairway, so obviously they go off to the left and right, there is another route that seems to go down, which is covered by 2 stone giants.
Okay.
I had those the wrong way around.
I'll just quietly sort of turn around to Grizz and just say, I'm not sure what you feel like doing here, Grizz. The other routes seem quite heavily guarded, and I don't know if this is the time or place to try and push our luck with the guards again. Do we want to follow the others?
What do you mean push luck with the guards?
Oh, just a turn of phrase.
Oh, okay. I think we should probably follow behind. Like, one thing I will say, Cathbad, I got that powder.
Right.
If you spot an opportunity for me to like drop some of that powder, just let me know.
Okay.
I'm thinking might come in handy if we can create a distraction at some point later on.
That's true. My only concern would be that if we do split up and get ourselves in an area which is meant to be guarded, then we could A, be in trouble ourselves, and B, lose track of the mission here. I don't know.
Okay.
Shall we casually follow?
Yeah, let's
these
follow
guys?
for now, but let's watch the crowds and let's watch directions, and we'll see where it's okay to go, won't we? That way.
Let's see which doors they're checking as well, and we can head through that corridor and go a different way as well, perhaps.
Yeah.
Cathbad, as you've been particularly observant around these doors, because you've asked the questions, can you give me a perception check, please?
Yeah. Hang on, where's my screen gone? There we go. Better than a 1 this time, please. Yeah.
Is it 7?
No, that was my old one. Sorry, it's coming through now. It's a 24.
Oh, 24, nice. Okay. Yeah, so as you start to take a closer look and obviously not distracted by the guards and looking through, the doorways are actually open. They're not closed. You can see off to the left, seems to be, as you're moving across, you can make out like a dining area. Perhaps, maybe a public dining area for those who would come into the palace for an introduction with somebody. And off to the right, as you look through the other door, you see shelves, and you catch a glimpse of a ladder, and as you look a little bit closer, you see this is almost like bookshelves, as though a library or of some sort.
Okay. Can I relay this to Grizz and Olga?
Sure.
One thing just struck me, Grizz. That road there, which is being guarded, there's looks like some food is being laid out. I don't know if it's some sort of banqueting hall, or I wonder if the Deo could be coming from there. I wonder if it's worth just a quick look over those guards' shoulders, just to try and see a little bit more if there is anyone in there before we follow. What do you think?
That sounds like a good idea to me, Cathbad. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna sort of lead the group sort of casually to the direction where the dining table was. So that is behind where the guards are stood, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
within this court there's an open area, and then there is a offset from the walls, there is probably like a couple of meters, then another sort of wall, and then that's where you have your pillars, but it's only a wall up to about waist height, and then it's an open area, so it's just almost like a walkway around the outsides, and then a walkway on the inner part of the courtyard.
So can I like sort of edge up to that inner wall and just sort of pretend like I'm looking in my book, and then have another investigate behind there just to see if there's any like people or
towards the dining area?
Yeah, at the dining area. Yeah.
Sure. Go for it.
What should I do? This investigation or perception?
So yeah, as you walk over to the wall, do you want to give me it's up to you, an investigation or perception check?
I'll just try perception again. Let's see. I don't know if my rolls are coming through. I was playing with something on the thing earlier, and it's a 1 again, so 7.
Oh, that one came
it's-
through, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you're doing this,
2 ones.
one of the guards is just like not even paying attention, but the other guard sort of looks over and says, What are you doing then?"
Oh, sorry. Just getting my bearings. Just I'm a humble
Aye.
accountant. I'll be out of your way.
The rest of them are going up there. You better scuttle off now.
Okay. Well, I'll turn back to Grizz and I'll go. At least we know that they don't want us around here. So maybe there is someone important coming here later. Maybe we should just follow at this point.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Good idea to try though, Cuthbert.
Sorry, I just couldn't quite see who was in there. But, yeah, all right. Let's follow the others.
Okay. So yeah, you continue your way then, I guess, up the stairways, and yeah, ushered with the rest of the crowd, and we'll rejoin the other group as you've sort of made your way now into this corridor. It's quite open. It's very spacious. The ceilings are probably, I'd say, a good 100 feet above you. This is a grand palace. This is very, very high, and the stairway that you've even walked up on your way here was probably about 50, 60 feet up to this grand doorway. So you're now in this big, large, open corridor, and you see areas off to your left and to your right. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna actively keep an eye out for our friend. Just keeping eyes on the corners of the room and generally being observant.
So do you want to drop me a perception check, please?
Yes. So my it seems to be working now. 18.
So as you've already clocked this individual, while you did see them like staring at you on your way up the stairs, they haven't moved. They're still peering down at groups of people coming in.
And can I see them from my current position?
Yeah. I mean, there's a few people, but there's dwarves and the kind, so you're a little bit taller than them. So you can still see the individual cloaked, staring over the balcony.
I believe Novak is in front, so we'll be following him as he, guides us to the first door, takes a look around, sees if they were there, then to the next door. I don't know what order the doors are in, left and right, but trying to get a bit of a lay of the land, I would imagine.
Yeah, exactly. Looking for exit points as well.
Okay, drop me perception checks as you're doing this, please. Because you're specifically looking for these, you can see now that as you're sort of walking your way through this area, the room to the left-hand side appears to be perhaps where the main event is taking place. You've seen and heard some people talking about it. Said that, that's the that's the main auction room. So we'll see all the stuff going on over there in a bit. And as you sort of look into your right, there appears to be 2 smaller rooms, and that's where perhaps they're doing some of the smaller auctions and gemstones and those kind of things. And
Are there any signs?
yes,
Any to indicate what might be auction?
yeah. So sorry, I was just going to say, as you peer further down the corridor, you do sort of see another stairway go back down into the palace, into perhaps another wing. But again, you see two stone giants watching over that doorway, but there's quite a distance between the room and that doorway, so they would see you come in, like you wouldn't be able to get close to them. So you kind of notice that if you're looking for escape routes and those kind of things. But as the crowd starts to dissipate slightly as they're moving off, you do notice within the center of this, and you're only now just seeing it, the light just seems to open up above you while there's about 100 foot of ceiling. In the center part of this ceiling, in the bang dead center of this corridor, which is probably around 200 feet in length, there's almost like a conservatory, like a gazebo roof, where you just see the light now beaming down from the roof. And as you follow this light, you draw your eyes to the floor in the center of this corridor, which, again, the corridor is probably around 30 feet in width. And at that point, you see a crystal, and it seems to be embedded into the floor. And the light seems to be collecting its way into this crystal. And it's almost rainbow-like, because it seems to be collecting the colours of the city outside.
What's that, Trent?
Because it's in the ground there, Mike, it obviously doesn't appear to be the white crystal in the center of the map that we see, is it? No, it's something inside the Jason's palace.
Yeah, this seems to be slightly more, I'd say, decorative, almost like a fountain or a statue in the middle of a room, So it's meant to be an eye captivator.
Yeah. I'm not sure, Lovak, but it looks amazing. Once we've completed our mission here, maybe we'll go see what it's all about. I think we may need to try and get into that larger room, though, and try and suss it out a bit to see where we're going to have to go to get past the guards we was told about up into what we're trying to do.
Would look good in the guild hall, I'm sure.
Well, that's a great idea.
Sure, I'll be able to carry that.
Oh, definitely. Do you want to lead us into the larger room now, so we can have a real good scope out of it? Let's see if there's any promenade areas.
First auction starting in the next 10 minutes. If you want a seat, you better get in there now.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. So essentially, Mike, what if we do go in there? What I tried to be looking for is, do you know what they have in the theaters? We have those raised little balcony areas where the posh people sit. That's in my head where I'm imagining the day we're going to be overseeing things.
So based on your perception check, you can't sense there's another route up to any of outside of this doorway. And again, given the grandeur of everything I've just said, everything seems to be double the size of everything else, or quite larger than anything else you're imagining. The doorway to this place is quite large as well, you can't seem to see anything obvious, little stairways that go up to another room or anything like that.
Okay. Oh, so the information we had of Thorgrim, did he say that they would be at the actual event of the auction? Is that? Oh, I misread that.
Yeah, you recall he said that they would be overseeing the main auction event.
Yeah. So to me that means they'll be there then.
And he explained almost like a shoebox sized room, also known partly as a throne room in this place. But yeah, obviously you've never. You wouldn't be able to piece what he said and hear now together because you were probably vaguely recording what he was saying anyway. So you all gonna head towards the main room?
Yep.
Yep.
Obviously,
Yep.
Team Muscle is.
So yeah, as Team Muscle works towards the main room, what is Team Chatterboxes doing?
I think we should probably. I'm guessing we'd have heard that shout for the auction as well.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
shouting it quite loudly now. Yeah.
Okay. It looks like the day might be making an appearance soon anyway, so maybe we filter in.
Okay. Do you wanna all give me a perception check in that group?
Not really at the rate I'm rolling
Believe.
perception checks.
Cathbed, I've got a
Putting
quick
that
question.
Yep.
How do you think they paint the ceilings in this room? They're 100 feet up.
Well, I'd say that maybe the Stone Giants did it, but I haven't met any that seem particularly artistic so far.
Oh, okay. Maybe they get on each other's shoulders and do that.
Maybe they paint the bricks first and then build with them.
That's a really good idea. Why doesn't anybody do that, Cuthbert? That sounds like the best. Why can't you buy painted bricks anyway? Let's fade into this auction hall before I get distracted.
And as
You've seen
you
the state of the shops around here, Chris. They don't have a lot of useful things.
That's true.
as you're there chatting,
Who
there's there's a dwarf next to you who's just like looking at you, going, like looking down at you, talking about paint, commoners. As it just walks off.
I am a patron of the arts, I'll have you know.
Well, at least he's freed up a seat. Let's nip in here, shall we?
Yeah, I don't want to sit next to him.
That's
Come
all right,
on,
Chris, you can sit
let's
between
call
us.
5 minutes till the auctions kick off.
Alright, let's keep our eyes peeled for where these Deo could be coming in. I'm hoping that we're in the right room.
I just realised all the music's gone off. Alright. So am I right in saying that group 2 are heading into that room as well?
Oh yeah. But we'll just, we'll go the opposite side to where group 1 is at or something.
Okay. In which case, I will bring you on to a new map.
Ooh.
Cast Fireball.
And switch the overlay to... Go to the secondary overlay. Bring you all onto it. Oh no, this is on the wrong one. No, on the stream. No. Thought I checked all of these beforehand. Obviously not.
Oh, they've updated the bars.
Okay, that's better.
This looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
This map is really, really cool.
To update your armor class.
Yeah, mine's the same.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's changed.
Hopefully you
Oh,
didn't
hell,
see
hit points.
anything that you shouldn't have seen then, because it was apparently the stream was picking up the wrong window. So yeah, you might need to change or update your stats. So please do, because we haven't been in the map sort of situation with your characters for a little while, so your stats might have changed, obviously, since your level up.
Mike, I still can change Grizz and Drent from various previous sessions.
You may as well keep hold of that.
I've taken you
Anyone
off
say-
Grizz. I've taken you off
it's just-
Drent.
Yeah, it's just better not to. I've got Olga still there, that's fine. Thank you very much.
I mean, I haven't even got Broderson. What happened here?
Mike was sensible.
Gav had no faith in letting me use your character doing an actual encounter.
He ended the last session, Broderson, saying, I get out Broderson's boning knife and throw it at a guard's face. So-
The guards or his own?
think he wanted you to die. Cool. So essentially, you walk in now to this large, sort of open room. Maybe actually not as quite as large as you thought it was going to be. But as you walk in, again, similar to the vibe that you got earlier when you opened into that courtyard, you see in a far distance, instantly as you walk through, 2 stairways leading up to a open balcony, I guess, where the floor, there isn't any rails or anything, so you can quite clearly see everything above, and you see some large open windows towards the rear, letting through a lease of light from the city behind. And obviously in this part of the city there's this golden hue that just seems to just echo through these windows, and you see just about 2 statues either side or in the corner of these rooms, again made of pure gold with glitters of a sort of fine golden yellow mineral that you imagine to be jacinth at this point, and a number of chairs or thrones as they appear to be. So this is where you would imagine, a king would sit, or perhaps the Deo themselves. And as your eyes sort of draw back to the room and you now start to see the things to your left and to your right, you notice the room is separated into 2 different areas. You have to your left almost like an area for more noble folk. So some comfortable chairs made of a fine crafted wood and leather, facing towards the top right hand side of the room, where there seems to be a little stage towards the center of the room. And to your right you see a number of other chairs, again all pointed in the same direction, but appear to be for more of the masses entering the room. But with all of that, you are just captivated by the colours in this room. Everything seems to be golden or orange or of a red colour, very flamboyant and colourful in nature. And a red... Sorry, I was just going to say, a red carpet leading to a statue that is situated right beneath the balcony, with a hand reaching out as though an offering. But you can't quite make out what the statue is. Sorry, Trent.
I'm not sure how we're going to get all the way up there without being seen by literally everyone in here, Novak and Broderson. I was hoping that there'd be a bit more of a busier situation going on here so that we could have snuck by, but I think we may have to rule that out.
I
could
have
kill
good
them.
luck.
Pardon?
We could just kill them all.
It's a fantastic idea, but I'm not sure we'd be able to kill the 2 stone giants and the 2 Deo and the guards that would run in from outside. We could try.
Good luck, everybody.
That's a good idea. Do you see any this would be the right way of putting it, any combat capable people amongst these people buying them? Do you see anybody with bodyguards and things?
Do a quick scan.
Perception.
An ocular panda. Ooh, 25.
Ooh.
So you know, as you were entering the palace, that they were taking sort of large weapons and stuff like that from people. I believe that happened on the way into the entrance courtyard. Don't know if I covered it on the intro. So you don't see anybody with any large weapons, but smaller weapons have been allowed. So as you sort of peer into the room, you do see some of the, on the left hand side, some of the more noble folk seem to have some decorative items on them. And to the right hand side, you see a few people looking as though parts of like guilds or something similar, with some weapons, but nothing larger than a short sword.
I wonder if they would fight against us or attempt to fight the guards if we ever got there.
Yeah, if we get them somehow on our within our favour. We can't think of anything right
I have some sort of plan coming to mind, but it's not going to be kind to whomever I cast the spell on.
Come on, you're blocking the entryway, sit down!
Let's go sit somewhere towards the front on the right. I think that'll be the suitable place for us. And I
now.
will-
Right.
Yeah. On the cheap seats, Novak.
I got the aisle.
Yeah. That's it. And I'll go middle.
So where do you want to sit, Chris?
Of course.
Yes, Chris.
Where'd he go?
So I'm assuming.
He's pinged. Where have we lost? Grizz?
That was me.
Oh,
That's the perfect Grizz position,
Grizz,
I think.
oh yeah, you were mute.
Oh yeah, I'm on mute. Yeah, I said I wanted to move to the back, to the right.
Here?
I can't. I want to go on the far right though. I can't seem to move my. There we go. Got it. Yeah, there.
Okay.
Wow, Grizz, I was fully expecting you to be front and center, the richest person in here, giving it large.
In fact, what I'm going to do is Olga's just going to sort of stand to the side for now.
I would have gone there, but the getting in you didn't quite go the way I planned it would. So I've got Plan B. I look forward to telling people how rich I am in the future mission. Don't worry about it.
Olga's going to lean in to Grizz and Cathbad and just say, remember, we need to send a signal somehow when we see the Deo. I've got an idea, but let's see what happens. And then she's just going to sort of hang back, just sort of in the background.
Can I tell you an idea I've got, and whether it's going to be like super impractical? I want to try and hide a vial of the black powder in the cushion of the chair.
Whoopee cushion that explodes.
Well, it would be something of a whoopee cushion, but yes. I want to make the cushion of the chair that I'm sitting on potentially explosive.
Okay.
It's a high risk plan.
As a distraction?
At some point, we may want to use a distraction, so I want to have something set up if I can.
I've got an idea for sending a message, and it's not really something we talked about because we didn't really know what it would look like in here, but there are a lot of windows to the outside. Maybe if we can break one during a distraction, I can let off a flare, or Olga can let off a fireball as a signal.
That's why I wanted to sit in this seat, because I thought if I could potentially take the window out and make a really big distraction if we need one later.
Okay. Let's hope the others up there haven't got their own ideas. Maybe we should try and give them a nudge at some point during this proceedings.
That's not a bad idea. So I want to try and hide a vial of black powder. I want to sort of scratch away at the cushion and just hide it within the chair.
Okay, do you want to give me a sleight of hand check, please?
Yeah. Yes.
So as you're sat there, people are sort of getting themselves into the vibe of the auction. It's quite noisy. People are chatting. You just seem to be like scratching your way discreetly with your dexterous hands, and managing to weave this little vial of black powder into the chair.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. Would anybody else like to do anything?
Maybe one sec.
Did we agree, Cathbad, you were going to send the message because you
either me or Olga can send some fire. I'm going to just in case. Hang on. I don't know if this is going to draw attention or not. It shouldn't. Mike, if I cast a spell now, but the spell is a stealth bonus, they're not that's not going to draw attention to me, right? Because the whole point of the spell
How
is
was the spell cast?
Make a stealth.
That's what's important here.
It's a abjuration.
Yeah, but how is it cast? So on your spell sheet,
Verbal, somatic.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So it's verbal.
so you would have to utter something, and you are now within proximity of other people.
Yeah. There's a. Okay. Cool. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I forgot about that bit. Okay. I'm not gonna do that right now.
I mean, you can do it. Whether they observe that is obviously a risk you're gonna have to take.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's too early to take risks.
Okay.
I'll just see what happens first.
I'll
Okay.
turn around to the person I sat in front of. Sorry, old bean. Can you see?
The person behind you. Yeah.
Yeah. You might want to move.
I'm just thinking.
That would have been perfect for getting us all grouped together, wouldn't it? But
Is it what?
I'm okay here. I can see. I mean, you're just blocking the stairs over there. Like, you're not blocking this part here. It's fine. And you see it's
okay.
it's actually a small human. You first off you thought it might be a dwarf, but it's actually a human male. Quite small human male,
But taller than a dwarf.
but slightly taller than dwarf. About 5 feet.
You got
5.5.
you got
5.2.
some height to you then. But just let me know if you can't see.
Oh, it's alright. I can see past the one in the green, yeah. The Peter Pan.
Very well. I'll have to turn back.
Your first auction?
No, actually.
Novak,
Turn around.
Novak, stop fraternizing. We need to keep an eye out for the right slaves. You, be quiet. Leave my guard alone.
Who are you? Are they auctioning you?
Huh.
I'd buy you.
I don't think you have the coin.
Well, how much do you feel like you're worth there, cuddly one?
Let's just say, if you've got the coin, you can buy whatever you want.
50,000 gold.
50,000? Oh, I thought I was going to be generous for 12,000, but okay.
Oh,
You could buy a griffin.
A griffin?
Indeed.
Ah. You're from Creydor? Oh,
Just turn around. These onto us.
something I said?
I ignore him and just look around, you know, scoping out. Back at work.
Yeah, rude. Less rude than that other stupid little human, but there, in a little green outfit. Looks like a ballerina.
I'm sure you'll see by the end of the day how pretty and good at dancing I am. Let's just see what you're like at bidding for slaves, as well as running your mouth.
Well, if you can afford 50,000, sounds like I've got a competitor. And not those ones sitting on their fancy chairs up there.
You'll see.
All right. It's Broderson, the lady next to you, goes, "You're fucking noisy, isn't they?" Oh, you don't talk, do you? Oh, oh, you make some weird breathing sounds, love. You might want to get your throat checked. It's all right. I understand the appetite. I get blocked noses, sinuses, everything sometimes. It's all the maggots and stuff that I eat. But it's fine.
I'll keep ignoring them.
Do you want to buy any little trinkets later? All right. As a voice sort of shouts out, right, first auction coming in. Just start to hear a sort of chant come in as you see two dwarves sort of bring in a slave through the doorway. And moves it up moves the slave up past everyone. And you see these two dwarves are similar to the dwarves that you've seen before. Less decorative, as though perhaps coming from a sort of jail area or prison area rather than palace guards themselves. And can you give me a perception check, everyone, as this person's coming in?
Do we see the Deo yet as well, Mike? Or have they not come in yet?
Oh, there's no Deo yet. No.
Oh shit.
So yeah, as this individual starts to walk past you and just looking at the rolls that come in, Grizz, even Cathbad, Drent, you have no idea. But Broderson and Lovak, oh no, Drent, maybe you would know. Just trying to think who was there. Although, yeah, maybe you've just you're having to take a second look. But you notice that this individual is somebody that you have met in this city so far.
Oh, the woman from the bar.
No, you didn't at first recognise, because it was a sort of brief interaction as you'd first arrived in the city. But this is a male dwarf. Obviously dishevelled, their clothes have been taken, etc. Which is why you might not have recognised instantly. But you notice Lovak at first that this is Thalnik Steelmite.
Trent, is that Thalnik Steelmite?
That's not the guy we rescued, right?
No, that's the forger that you met in the safe house.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the steakhouse.
Let's keep an eye out, see if he's been caught or something.
Damn.
So we've got a very special one for you today, everyone. As this person moves from here and moves out to the open. I'm your auctioneer today, and who wants to buy a member of the Resistance?
Resistance.
Yes, this is one of their master forgers, thinking that they can secretly conspire against us and make weapons for the evil ones, for those who wish to destroy us and your way of life. Each and every one of you sat here. What would you do to such a creature?
Can he forge documents?
Who said that?
I did at the back.
Forging document? Why would you want him to forge documents?
Might be a useful skill to have.
And a guard shouts to the rear of you, "Hey, pipe down!"
It's a mean-spirited town, this, isn't it?
They don't they don't respond very well to challenges, do they?
No, right.
I thought that was a perfectly reasonable question, because forging, there's all different kinds of forging, isn't there? There's painting, forging, document forging, weapon forging, apparently.
Forging weapons! Oh my god, are you still rambling on over at the back there? You better have some coin, otherwise you can leave. As this creature that you're looking at is actually he's kind of a tall, like almost like a minotaur type creature that you haven't quite seen before. Definitely haven't seen in the lands of Creydor. Yeah, so quite large with hairy skin, not quite the size of Lovak, but with horns coming out of its head, and slightly like face. Right then, first offers in then for this resistance member. 5,000 gold.
How much is that adjacent?
Are you asking this as an open question?
Yeah. So, roughly, how much weight of adjacent would 5,000 gold be equivalent to in this hole?
Is this one alright over here? What? Why are you interrupting the auction? Are you even a noble? Right, guards! I suggest we pull that one out.
I'll stand up at this point and say, no, it's fine. It's fine. We'll let you carry on.
Cathbad, it might not be the worst idea in the world. I could maybe go in, run some covert ops.
Persuasion check,
maybe.
Cathbad.
Okay. Come on, dice.
I think I'm on my best behavior, personally.
Alright, keep it quiet.
Well, because I'm sure if you did want to leave, they're not going to be too put out by that anyway. So at least we've got that outlet still. Better
Good
to go
point.
on your own terms than be thrown out, right?
Good point.
Alright, then people start to put their hands up. And suddenly the bidding starts to go from 5,000 to 20 to 25,000 to 30. Yes, any more for the resistance member?
Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a bit more of a sort of commotion and people bidding. Can Olga just sort of quietly walk around to the front and like sort of whisper out the side of her mouth to Lovak about the plan for sending a signal?
Sure.
Okay. And then once done, just mosey back.
Yes.
Spinner.
I will.
We'll try and send a flare, Lovak. We'll catch you later.
I'll give a nod.
Cathbad, do you know what seat that Minotaur guy was sitting in?
I don't think I saw exactly, but it was one of the front comfy seats, I think.
It's probably a good idea that you don't know, because I really want to go and sit in his seat.
I don't know if that would be the best plan right now, Grizz, but maybe
You're
once
right.
we've defeated these Deo, that could be a victory seat.
You're right.
And sorry, is he saying that Broderson slightly caught aback because he just gets like a shout in his ear?
I'll take him for 35,000 gold. I like the heart of the resistance. They make them fine goods.
Any more? And sold to the creepy old hag in the corner. And yeah, she seems very pleased with herself.
You enjoy yourself there, you weird little one.
I'll put my arm around the old hag and say, and where do you live? Maybe we can come for tea one day.
Oh, Come to the creepy swamp.
And is there a particular house?
You'll find it. Just come to the swamp.
As she walks off. And yeah, she walks out of the room. Yeah, so everything seems to go a little bit silent as the first auction seems to have ended. Anything you guys would like to do? As you start to feel a bit of tension in the air now, because you feel like things are getting a little bit excited. You've never been here before, but you now start to hear people whispering, "Ah, yeah, they're coming, they're coming."
Can I, with Olga, maybe again, just sort of maybe walk up here and pretend to be talking to Cathbad, but actually maybe listening to what these two are whispering about?
Sure, go for it. Give me a perception check, please.
Perception with Olga. Oh, perception's pretty good.
Okay, so 11.
Hmm.
Okay, so you start to sort of listen in as you're having a conversation with Cathbad, conversation with yourself. And yeah, you start to hear little bits and pieces like, "Oh, they're gonna be so happy when we bring some stuff back." And you can see that they're both humans as well. So there's quite a few humans in this room now that you've observed, and it's like, yeah. And as they're talking about people and interests, you do hear one thing stick out, and it's something about a worm.
Okay.
Yeah. The black worm will be impressed.
Hold on a minute. Black worm, eh? That sounds familiar. I've got a note that just says the black worm with no context from months ago. Dear. Okay. I'll just sort of like pretend I'm showing Cathbad something and then just sort of scooch back over to the back of the room.
Okay. Yeah, and as you do that, it isn't long before you just start to hear this fanfare as the room just starts to fill with a bit of energy.
And now everybody, yes, everything that you've been waiting for. An opportunity to meet your illustrious and glorious leaders. Can we get some cheering in the room for the Dale?
And it's like, woo! Like literally the crowd starts to shout out, yeah! Woo! What are you guys doing at this point?
Cheering along.
Yeah, politely clapping but not cheering, just trying to keep my eyes out.
Applauded.
Applauding really hard.
Applauding.
And maybe clapping vigorously.
Okay. Excellent. So as that happens, you just see like a poof of smoke, a loud bang. almost like and actually, Grizz, for a moment you think your pillows exploded, as just bangs and bangs and bangs just fill the room. It's like, and they're here. Say hello to Johnny C. the crew. As a mist starts to fill the air around the balcony area ahead of you, and oh no, the thing's bugged out. I'm gonna have to refresh. Sorry. Sorry, my Roll20 bugged out. As you see a creature spawn before you. It's Johnny C. as he lifts his hands. Yes, my subjects. A fine and glorious day to celebrate with us. Are we all looking for some entertainment today? Woo! Yeah! We love you, Johnny C. To give you an opportunity to have a chat between yourselves, as this ecstatic of vibe seems to be filling the room around you.
Well, there's one out of two. We need to think about getting the signal out there soon. What should we do?
It's a good question. So we're supposed to get a signal to the people on the above us, right?
They're over in the other part of town, aren't they? They're at the Creydor. So I'm sure if we set off a flare, they'll see it. They'll have eyes on us. But how do we do that without drawing too much attention to ourselves? Or do we need to distract the guards?
Well, once they're both here, it's go time, right? So could we not just explode the chair when the moment comes?
Maybe. I think that might be
I think
maybe the way to go. Go
yeah.
and sit in that guy's Minotaur's chair. I'll light the fuse and then see what happens.
I'm going to move chairs, but I'm not going to move over to the other side. I'm going to move over by Broderson.
Okay. Tell him the plan and tell the others the plan while you're up there.
Yeah. Broderson. Broderson.
Chris.
Broderson. When the other guy shows up, we're gonna make a bit of a distraction, and then it's gonna be go time, right?
What's the distraction?
Exploding chair.
What?
Chair. Boom.
And we have a special one for you tonight. We've just had a resistance member. Ooh, how exciting is that? But we usually have one of those. Ooh, yes. But this time, we have somebody who fled the mines and then joined the resistance.
Right.
But this one is an elemental. And we all like those ones, don't we? They've got some strength and they've got some power. And this is a rather large one. So let's see what we've got today. And you know what Jarisi thinks about slaves who run away? We might see some action! As the dwarves bring in a elemental.
Oh.
No way.
And as you she need to be off the map. Yeah, as you all sort of turn around, you notice this is a familiar elemental.
No.
And this is in fact hardcore.
Olga's like,
And they start to move hardcore up.
hardcore, no.
And obviously having like faced forward doesn't even clock you all, but now stands on the pedestal. Still keeps his head down. Keeps their head down.
Yes! So who wants a hard, strong elemental? Something that tried to run away. Will you ever let them run away again? No! Jarisi, would you like to say any words? Yes. Look down upon my subjects. This is what happens if you run away. Should any of you think to do the same, you should feel the wrath of Jarisi.
Uh-oh. Olga sort of maybe signals to Cathbad to start thinking about blowing up that chair.
But do you think Jarisi would punish such a creature without Odaf's presence? No.
He
He
whispers to Drent as this is going on. Drent, Grizz is going to cause the signal. He's going to exploit his hair.
And while that's happening,
I
Cathbad's
what-
moved. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, and I put my hand to my head as in, you can see I've been thinking, but it embeds the fact that I am talking about my hair, which I don't have much of.
Bring this creature to me.
As they walk hardcore up to the platform and hang him over the top. And one of the stone giants heads up, watching him as the dwarves actually head out, almost as if a planned spectacle.
Okay. We're all in on the plan, right? So if anyone wants me to do it sooner rather than later, just shout. I'm waiting for Olga, I'm gonna wait for Odaf to come in, and then this is going boom. Not a moment too soon, Cathbad.
Okay. Do you think that we would sell such a deceitful creature? No. You do not escape the mines. You do not find a means to unshackle yourselves. So you reinforce this message to all. Those who try to do such things will face the most dire of consequences. But I shan't kill anyone without Odaf! Can we hear Odaf's presence?
As people start to tap the as again another mist and shroud seems to fill the air as
Can we stand up and start clapping along while slightly walking forwards, maybe 10 feet, something like that, just to give the impression of excitement?
go for it.
I would like to do that, and would like to try to encourage at least Broderson and Lovak to do the same.
Yeah, I'll pick up on that hint. As I do, I'll also look back to Olga, try and catch her eyes.
And yeah, Olga's ready. She's going to start thinking about just finding a way to give a signal, and Cathbad is preparing to get some flame going, but he hasn't done it yet.
I stand up and move forward 10 feet as well.
Cathbad's kind of like just twitching his hand behind him like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Olga's going to stay where she is for the time being. Or she's going to she's going to stay there.
So as you all do that, the noise is ecstatic as, the a sort of shroud of gas just fills the air and the mist above the balcony, and you see again another creature appear before you. And it's Olaf, your grand leader! As everybody just starts to shout, woo! Olaf! Olaf! As, he appears. And in true fashion, you tried to escape. You tried to deceive us. This is what happens. As Jerisi touches Hardcore.
Cathbad, no.
And
can I cast produce flame and then fling it at the chair behind me at this point, please?
You, Olga.
No, this is for Cathbad. So Cathbad's triggering it with produce flame.
Okay, so what exactly are you doing?
Firing a flame at the chair that Grizz has vacated. So I don't know how much powder you had. I hope I'm out of range, but it's too late now. Maybe I'll stand up and do it. No, I'm not really in line there, am I? I'll stay there.
Okay, so you turn into the chair behind you and you're casting.
Yeah, I'm sort of like creating the flame in my hand and like pointing it back at the chair like that.
Oh, we lost someone.
Broderson.
I reckon that's a good time because the eyes are all on Jerisi.
Yeah. I hope it's going to smash that window as well.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you stand up and do that, I appreciate I've just realised, because we started late today, we haven't even taken a break. So, as Cathbad stands to turn to the chair behind him and casts a spell, I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to sort of give me a reaction, a free move, basically, before anything else happens. And then we'll come back to see what unfolds.
Okay. Olga's gonna basically stay where she is for now, but ready to move into where that window is hopefully going to be smashed, to fire a flare out of it.
Okay.
Do we register obviously the explosion then? How big is the explosion? Is it big enough to make us like turn around and step backwards? Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out.
Is it just about to explode at this point? It's like time's frozen.
We'll go with that. We'll go with the time freeze moment. But,
Fire's just about to.
yeah. So let's go with that, and yeah, we'll give everybody an opportunity to do something prior to that. Anyway, it will be a free go, depending on the type of action. So yeah, let's come back in 5 minutes time, and we'll see how the rest of the session unfolds.
Cool.
Happy days. Catch you in a sec.
Awesome.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Yep. Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, so we've just taken a mid-session break. Started a little bit late today, so it was a bit of a shorter session. So yeah, we just hit our break a little bit later than usual. But yeah, welcome back, everybody. We've just found ourselves as both groups have now entered the chamber, the auction room, where everything is taking place, and Jerisi and Odaf have just appeared. And as Odaf has appeared, Cathbad has positioned himself to throw a little flame at the chair where Grizz had once sat, and had put a vial of gunpowder. So we're just about to see what happens there, but before that flame hits that chair, I've given a time stop moment for everybody to decide if they're going to take any action. So almost like a free go. We have lost Broderson. As I've said, we've got a bit of horrible weather conditions here at the minute in Wales, so internet connections are not great, but yeah, we'll rejoin the party as we let everybody have a go, and then we'll see how it goes from there. So, with that then, let's come back to Cathbad as you've launched the flame towards the chair in the back part of the room. You are about 20 feet away from that chair. It is quite a large room, but closest to you would have been Broderson. So we'll go to Drent, and then Lovac, and then Grizz.
Okay, so but the explosion hasn't happened yet. Is that correct?
No, not happening.
Okay, so I'm going to hold my action movement, or however you want to word it, to wait until the explosion to then move backwards technically, but towards the giants in an attempt to try and usher them towards the flame. I'm basically just trying to get them to run past me away from where we're actually going to be fighting. Maybe by us around or two.
Okay, Lovac.
Yeah, I would like to wait for the explosion, but while I know this is happening, I'm going to reach behind me for my crossbow. Do I say more than that now, or wait for the explosion?
No, that's fine. You can wait, so knowing that you're just about to equip yourself. And Grizz.
It's pause like with it from within.
I think it might. Yeah, it might be time for that. Yeah, I would pull out Boar's Light and shout, "Boar's Light from within," because that won't make any sense to anybody else, right?
That'd be cool just before an explosion as well.
Yeah.
Can I, as Olga, can I just ask a question, Mike? How tall are the windows / ceiling in this room? It's quite tall, you said, isn't it?
Yes, so again, this is a room off what I said was 100-foot corridor earlier. So a similar kind of vibe in here. It's very open. But the windows, yeah, they're probably about 50, 60 feet high. I imagine like a church where you have like those luscious stained glass windows. It's kind of got that effect to it.
Okay, cool. All right.
But what you can probably imagine, and just give you a little bit more in terms of just the general perception you would have got from the palace, is when you first entered, obviously the palace is grand anyway, and there's a huge jacinth crystal that pops out from it. As you've gone in at the lower level, you would have almost seen the other tier on your entryway into the palace, like when you first walked past the guardhouse towards the palace. So you would have seen the other layers, almost like a pyramid, but based on the construction of the rooms and stuff. So very intricate palace with, you know, I'd like to say it had a specific design to it, but yeah, it looks a bit structured, almost like military-like, as though they, you know, it was built for defense. So you know that the windows, either in this room or a nearby room, would probably have visibility outwards towards the city.
Yeah.
One
you
other
said all the lights
question.
coming in. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, one other question. Is there much of a drop out of the window that we can see? Because I'm standing by a window as well, so I could have a look out. You know,
Because you're next to a window, give me a perception check. But generally for everyone else, looking out these windows, the light is quite intense.
Yeah.
Because you are now in the center of this palace where there is a huge golden jacinth vein. So like you can almost feel the resonance of this crystal. And actually within this palace, and I didn't explain it earlier, you do get a sort of strange energy fill the air, like, and you kind of, it almost does feel like a tingle upon your like skin, like a static.
Okay. Thank you.
So what did you roll? Sorry. 14.
14.
So yeah, as you specifically, Grizz, look out the window, yeah, you just caught there is a brightness to it. So you do struggle a little bit. But as you start to focus, you do notice there's a little bit of a drop off the window, probably about, as far as you can tell, you can just see the next layer of the palace down, and it's probably around 20-30 feet.
Is someone
Okay,
playing
thank you.
Broderson then? As well, has he done anything?
Should we go back to last week, Trent, if you're alright?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
Off?
Yeah, happy days. Now Broderson's gonna die.
Get out of their own.
Yeah. I can't use his token though, so you'll have to.
I can hand you back onto that. Don't worry, that's never a problem.
What would Broderson do?
Yeah, you should have that.
Get
now.
that on a t-shirt.
That's definitely what I should do. Broderson is going to just try and get up here quickly. Try and get some sort of hiding position, you know, so he's not being viewed at the same time.
So he's heading a little bit.
Yeah, he's
closer
just
as
getting
well,
up a little bit closer. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, as you've all taken a move now, that's everyone, yeah?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you interrupted Jarisi's speech, and he's just like,
Who's that over there? Interrupted me! God seize them!
as he continues. He was going to touch hardcore. And as he's about to do that, the flame touches the chair. And you just get this. As the slight tingle that you get in the air seems to echo the flame and the force of this explosion. So for a tiny little vial, you suddenly start to see the room as all of you towards the front part of the room turn around and kind of see this, start to see a wave of air start to explode out from the corner of the room. As Cathbad, can you give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Sorry, 1 second.
And is Olga where she stands?
Yeah. Dex save.
Can you give me one for Olga as well, please?
Yeah.
Olga's with advantage. Sorry.
That's good.
Okay. So, as the blast is amplified, and you didn't expect this, by the way, and there was no way for you to know that, yeah, you were almost caught back by this, and you are blown off your chair.
Mm-hmm.
And you take
the weight on these things sometimes they can
100 points of damage now. Do I
Yeah.
go flying off? Do I go flying anywhere, or do I just like sort of fall over?
Yeah, so yes. Shit. Sorry. So you, as you fly off, you fly directly away from the blast point.
Yeah.
So you will move to here.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one.
So
Yeah.
like there.
Yeah, and I did some awful rolls. You take 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Oof.
Hopefully it's a price worth paying.
Olga.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Olga takes 5 points of damage and is blasted 10 feet back towards the doorway.
Yeah. Should I put it there so it's a bit of a diagonal one? There you go. And 5 points of damage.
And 5 points of that because she took half damage.
Uh-huh.
But from
Okay.
a different roll. So
Was this magical gunpowder? Perhaps. That's fine. Don't answer that at this point.
I want
don't know.
more of it.
Yeah. Okay. 5 points. Yep. Cool.
So as this happens, we'll come back to Drent.
Yep. So at this point, I'm going to move up. What's that say? 5, 10, 15. Is this area here like raised at all? Like, could I hide?
So that-
somewhat hide around it somewhere?
Yes, so that is a raised platform where they
Yeah.
were obviously putting people on a pedestal almost so
Yeah.
everybody in the room could see.
Okay. So do I get a chance to cast a spell at this point? No.
What did you prep again?
Because I couldn't tell how it was weird whether I had movement and an action. If not, I would have like held an action to do a movement if it was done that way.
So you had, basically you just had your normal a free round.
Free movement.
Yeah.
If it was a free round, then I would like to attempt to cast a spell now.
Okay.
If it's up to you if you decide.
So when I say that, as in I would do the kind of like the surprise. I know there's no surprise round, but I would have got them to do their rolls against your action because they wouldn't have expected it essentially.
Can I ask something after we've done our rounds as well, please, Mike? I'll wait till everyone's had their go.
Yeah.
So
you do whatever you would like to do.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you would like to cast a spell, I will do that as a surprise.
Yeah. I would like to shout up to Hardcore, and hoping he can hear me. I'm going to shout fight for Pebble Bash, which I think was his name, and I would like to cast a spell on on Hardcore, and I would like to cast Polymorph on him.
Yay!
Yeah, I was hoping he'd and I genuinely only thought about this when I was walking across my garden to here. I was like, oh, that's what I could do.
Nice.
And I'd like to polymorph him into a giant ape, if possible.
Brodusson looking on like, hey, that looks familiar.
So that's what it looks like.
Nice.
He has very, very basic comprehension of uncommon.
Yeah. If he wishes to resist the spell, there is a DC save he could make.
What's the DC?
It is a wisdom save of 16.
Has to be it's a save of 16. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So wisdom.
So you're saying he wants to resist this? I don't know. I think he'd want to be a big ape.
No, I rolled for his comprehension, and I rolled a 1. So it's the only reason why I actually went to that. It's the nature of the rolls sometimes, but but he rolled a 10 on his saving throw.
So with my action, then obviously polymorph him into a giant ape. And what was the range on these? I've never actually used one to be nice to people properly. I'm just wondering if I should bar against vision. I won't do that because I feel like I'm taking advantage of this round anyway, as it is. So I'll leave it at that.
Is Olga firing a
Save 2 or
flare
3.
out as well, by the way?
What's that? Sorry.
I'm going to ask in a bit.
Oh, cool.
Is it apes 2 or 3 squares?
3. They are huge beasts. If you would like me to take control of it, since I have the stat block here, I could do that for you, Mike.
Yeah,
That's an easy one.
So let me give that to you then. You can enter all the details, and I will hide hardcore. So as this happens, you actually you actually push the stone giant back towards the corner as just suddenly hardcore erupts into a giant ape. And we'll see what happens after that, but Lovak.
Okay. As the blast goes off, I'll be trying to aim my crossbow, trying to resist the shockwaves. I'm using bonus action of steady aim. I'm going to aim it at this Minotaur here. Am I right in saying that he's hostile?
The Minotaur that was explaining it was doing the auction.
Yeah.
Yeah? I mean,
He has a weapon.
when you say hostile, he was conducting the auction.
And he has a weapon, so he's on their team. Alright, I'm going to shoot him.
Okay.
Steady aim.
Go for it. Amazing. I love this.
So that means I get advantage.
Yeah, go for it.
So 18 to hit.
Yeah, 18 hits.
Sweet. Okay, 11 piercing damage plus 20 sneak attack for 31. But I also have. Is this considered a sneak around? What's called?
Essentially, a surprise round doesn't
Surprise
happen.
attack,
We're going to
yeah.
go into initiative after this, but you do get a preemptive attack because the basically the wisdom check didn't
All right.
satisfy your attack.
In that case, I get more damage.
Oh, is this
So-
from your race?
Indeed. So an extra 9 damage, 40 damage in total. And I will just run to the stairs here, trying to kind of join Drent on this platform.
So as you steady yourself to aim this crossbow with pure precision, this loud, boisterous Minotaur that had been like, what's going on over here? Suddenly, an arrow comes in, and this Minotaur falls silent as this crossbow. Tell me how it dies.
No.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, so hopefully I catch it in the head, maybe the eyeball region. Goes straight into his eye. He kind of collapses forward onto that candelabra or something next to him. Kind of pushes that over as the body falls down with a big wallop, as he's a Minotaur.
So the arrow hits him in the eye and he's as it smashes down this candelabra, and the rug in front starts to catch a blaze as everybody else and you see this as this is happening. Before you flippantly turn back towards your main aim, you see the rest of the nobles sat next to him just sort of go as they all start to just get up and flee the room.
Nice.
So at this point, you just see a reign of terror as people just start to depart the room.
Free
In a
comfy
moment
chairs
of
for us
panic.
later.
Cool.
Meanwhile, just off the back of the explosion as well, there were other people in proximity.
That's what I was going to ask. Can you do dex saves for these three, please?
There's two people in 10 feet, which was far closer than you were, and one person within 5, 10, 15, 20 feet as well, so it's the same as you had on the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I will roll them. Fail.
Their sacrifices will be noted.
Pass. Oh, critical fail. Okay.
Weren't they bad people though? Anyway.
Yeah, they're slave buyers, weren't they? So
Yeah.
their sacrifices won't be noted. It's good riddance.
Shame you can't slit the guy in front of you's throat as well, Kev.
Okay, so the last one critically failed as well.
I like the sound
Not
of
that
this
it
critical
matters.
fail.
Not that it
I
matters.
want
Doesn't matter.
more of this black powder.
Yeah, so the last one takes a full blast as well. So all 3 of those die.
Oh no. Oh.
So
Oh.
there is a complete incineration between the 10 feet mark and 0 mark. And then those 15, 20 feet out take diminished returns. So,
Okay.
but the person who did, who was 20 feet away, also rolled a 1, and also had the worst damage roll against them as well. So it didn't end well.
Another question, Mike. Are Cathbad and Olga on their feet or prone? Would Olga be on her feet, Cathbad prone, because of the saves, or?
You failed.
Yeah.
Both of you failed, or Olga?
Olga got a
Olga-
19.
Olga-
Olga
19.
succeeded. So, give me a dexterity saving throw, Olga, and you at disadvantage.
Okay. Right. So let's do.
Olga's normal. You at disadvantage.
Olga normal. Dex save. Come on, Olga. Okay. That's not good.
So Olga is prone.
Yep. Let's put her prone. Still prone. That one. And then disadvantage for me. Dex save. Sorry. It does the thing where it rolls the dice across my screen, and when I try and turn it off, it just doesn't come through.
Takes so long, doesn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so 2 14s.
You can turn it off, but 2 14s. Yeah. So you managed to stay on your feet. So Olga took less damage, but was just caught. Yeah.
I wanted it the other way around.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
But Olga is now the closest to the door.
Okay.
I haven't moved or taken an action. Can I do that now the explosion's gone off?
Yeah. How did we miss you?
He did.
I
right
interrupted.
from within, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because what I want to do is I want to dash. So let me just work out the distance, how far I can go. Give me a sec. Sorry. So I can easily get to you. Okay, yeah. So I want to dash to get to there. So that's my action, to dash. And I just want to say to the nobles that are still there, okay, get on the floor now.
So
It's funny how
now.
much has changed in like 30 seconds of
They,
time.
they already
Since we
started to
walked
get
in.
up to flee in panic. So
Yeah.
can you
On the
give me
on
an intimidation check, please? And it's going to be opposed to each of their.
Can I brandish a vial of black powder to get advantage? Or disadvantage for them, I suppose. I got to give it, okay, intimidation first from me, right? Anyway, 12.
12. So it's going to be counted to their. Intimidation's charisma, isn't it?
Intimidation, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, top one fails. Second one succeeds. Third one fails. Fourth one fails. Fifth one succeeds. So, this one and this one flee. But yeah, you now have 3 sat there, now prone from your intimidation.
Okay.
Is that everybody in their pre-round?
I think so.
How's Broderson? Did he just run and hide? Was that his move?
He
That was his
got
move,
up to
wasn't
you,
it?
yeah.
Yeah,
So I
okay,
just
cool.
need that. If he has plenty of room to get up to the fight next round anyway.
Okay.
His bonus action.
We done.
With that, then, yeah, Jarisi and Odaf just shout out like,
Ah! Insolent fools! You shall feel our wrath.
and yeah, let's roll for initiative.
Yeah, boy.
I'm
Oh, what?
concerned
forget-
about what Jarisi and Odef actually are.
Don't forget
Like-
to roll. Click your targets.
Yeah. Where am I? Cath-
I was 17.
Oh, it's not populating.
Alright, so we'll roll everything now, given that we're on the hour. So let's see what we get. Because you'll know exactly then. What are you going to face?
Of course.
Olga's one worked, mine didn't.
Oh, Odaf. Odaf did a bad roll.
Come on, Jarisi, get a nice one.
Oh, Jarisi did not much better.
Ooh. Oosh, Olga.
That's handy though, because Olga's got tasks to do.
Broderson.
Oh, Stone Giant roll good.
Broderson rolled a 16, but I have to re-roll it because I didn't have his target, so his thing's not good.
And second Stone Giant.
Can I get Cathbad
Oh,
added in
he rolled a
manually,
2.
please?
Cathbad man.
Yeah, so I did click on it, but it didn't go through. I don't know what's going on with my dice.
There you go.
Thank
Is that everyone?
you.
1 sec, I just need to do the giant ape. I can't figure out. It
let
adds
me add
your
it.
dex, right? So it's +2, so it'll be.
I've added him.
Oh, he did roll that 20 for a 22. If I rolled it.
Dash.
Yeah. Check it in. 22.
Sick.
Just imagine if
You-
we save.
You and one of the Stone Giants did a nat 20, so you get to go first. And Olga.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I don't go.
3 nat 20s. Oof.
Flipping out.
So we'll say the player goes first, so Olga will go first, top of next turn order.
Okay.
And then the ape, then the Stone Giant. Okay.
Yep.
Can we safely assume that the window broke from the explosion?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
one on the right hand side did.
Yeah. Yeah, that one there.
Let me just check the range.
Because it's only 5 feet away from the jet, right?
No, this one.
Oh, okay, for the other stuff.
Okay. I'm gonna,
That's some
because
good
that's
initiatives,
almost
by the way.
that's almost 100 feet away, right? So I will just finish some stuff off here. So let me roll a d100. If it rolls over what's distance here? If it rolls 10%, so the 90 to 100, that window breaks as well.
Okay.
$85.
It's alright, that's alright, it's alright, it's alright.
So yeah, you just see those windows start to buckle a little bit from the pressure. But you do have a bit of flame now, obviously expanding from the southern right hand part of the room as things have started to catch fire, and also from where the Minotaur got knocked over, the area here now, and I should probably light it up, shouldn't I? And I say this area here now is dangerous terrain.
Okay.
If you enter that area, you're going to take 2d6 fire damage.
Is the bottom right okay to walk in?
Bottom right is going to be the same.
That's okay. That's okay. I have a scheme.
That's going to be that area.
Okay. I'll come up with that.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, given it's 2 minutes past 10. As much as I would love to get this first round of combat because we've been waiting for it all night. I mean, does everybody need to go? I think
I'm okay.
there's probably people who might need to go. So
Yeah, okay. Can I maybe take Olga's turn, or unless everyone does need to go?
I'm okay to stay.
Olga hasn't done what? Has Olga done the surprise round thing yet?
It was getting blown up, wasn't it? So,
Oh right, yeah.
can I? Does everyone mind if I just do Olga's turn, and then because
Go for
obviously
it.
she'll be back playing next time. I want to just get this ball rolling so she can finish it off. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast Spider Climb on myself. So I'll pop it in the thing. And then because I'm prone, is that I can only move half. I have to spend half my movement to stand up, don't I?
yes.
Okay. So I can still move my normal amount, which is 35 feet. So, not quite far enough because of that terrain.
You can move
but
half of that.
You can move half.
So you're going to
yeah, but
take
what if
half of your 35 to get up,
Yeah.
and then you can move the rest of it.
What if I wanted to dash? Does that impact?
Has she
Because dash is an
has she got
action.
bonus action? Has she got? Yeah, unless she's got bonus action.
Oh, because it's
yeah.
the action to stand up. Okay. Okay, well, this isn't going to be as cool as I was hoping, but I'll still do it anyway. So she's going to just, with her spider climb, stand up and then start kind of like matrix running down the side of the wall. So she's away from the flames that are on the ground. So, sorry, I'm just going to get rid of that logo. And it's half of 35, so 5 to 10. Is it 20 feet, right? So she's on the side of the wall because she can just like stick to it like that, right?
Okay.
And she's there. I'm gonna have to get Emma to finish up this move because if she wants to do something different, it's just gonna ruin the whole plan.
Have a chat with her.
But yeah. But that's it. She needs to
Cool.
run to that window basically, but along the wall.
Alright then, so we'll shoot back up to the top then. And next up is the ape. You're on mute. Still on mute.
Are we going to quickly go through his actions, are we?
I was gonna,
I
I was
mean-
gonna say we
Yeah.
just want to do Olga's, but
Oh,
if
was it
people-
just Olga's we wanted to do?
I can do through mine really quickly. I'm Broderson's and
Grizz. Hang on, let me just ask everyone. Grizz.
We
And
can go
Novak.
through one round. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Fine with
Novak?
me.
Yeah, well happy.
Oosh.
Let's go for a quick
Okay.
round then.
So the giant ape is going to do 2 fist attacks at the giant next to me. First one. Second one. Ugh. for a nat 1 and a 20. Oh, hang on. A 25 for 28 bludgeoning damage, and then a nat 1 for the second one.
On the one to the right of him.
Yeah, that's him.
Fucking hell. That's a hit.
That was a massive hit.
So 28 damage. Okay, yeah, that's a hit.
And the second hit was a 10. So I'm guessing, which was a nat 1, by the way.
Yeah, so second, as you hit him and you kind of smash to the ground, just miss him, and you end up taking 4 points of damage as you smash the edge of the balcony, and like stone flies towards the people below.
And then he beats his chest. That's the end of his turn.
Cool. So this stone giant's just like, look, it's completely confused. Like, what's going on? He just looks over to hear some stuff going on above. It's 40 point of movement, so he doesn't actually. Yeah, he has from his natural perception. Yeah, he's got really good perception. So notices Lovac has fired an arrow at the auctioneer and killed him. He heads straight over towards Lovac. And he's got the movement as well. So and so yeah, he sees you, Lovac, and he smashes down at you with his great club.
Okay.
25.
That's got a hit.
And hits you for... Oof, it's green. 22 points of damage. And second one strikes in as he smashes you like in a bit of a rage. Second one was 16.
That's a miss.
Oof. So yeah, as he just tries to smash you, he hits you with the first one, but misses you with the second.
For the damage, I would like to use my reaction to take half damage. I'm sure I've got something like that. Let me find it.
Be handy if you do.
Yeah, uncanny dodge. Use your reaction to half the attack's attack damage against you. So it's at 11 points, yeah?
Yeah, that uses up your reaction as well.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yep. Okay. And that's the end of its turn.
Just grimace and take that.
So then the next stone giant, having just been attacked by a giant ape, just instantly reacts and just smashes with its great club.
Didn't think his day was going to go like this.
Twice. First one hits for 23, the second one hits for 18.
Both hit.
Both hit.
Ouch.
So as he smashes, it's hard to miss this giant thing, right? So
Oh,
as
yeah, it's
he
hard to miss.
smashes both of his great clubs, he just gives it a whack, whack, and hits it for 18 points, followed up by 19 points of damage.
Oosh.
And that's where he'll end his turn, which brings us on to Trent.
Okay, Trent is going to bonus action, bardically inspire Lovac. You can remember this for next session. I bardically inspire you.
I'll put a tag.
Lovely. I will use a bardic inspiration on you then, and then I will take a shot at the guy at the top of there. Keep forgetting his name. The
Stone giant.
Frost Storm Giant, that's the one. So, Drent actions. Or... no, I'll do it to the guy next to me, fighting. This one here.
You're
Sorry,
10 feet
one
away
fighting
from
low
him.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you roll?
Oh, it didn't go through. What did? Oh, give me 1 sec. There we go.
Oh shit.
Oh, well, there we go. I had a nat 1.
2 come through, but the nat one come through first.
Yeah.
So yeah, as he's come clunking over to strike Lovac, you turn, and what were you doing? A crossbow, wasn't it? So you turn to fire your crossbow, and it just clinks off the balcony. The crossbow shoots before you've even turned, and fires and hits the ape in the back.
Fuck you.
Can you roll for damage, please?
Yeah. This is it. It does 4 points of piercing damage.
Takes 4 points of piercing damage as the arrow hits its ass.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna say, you've unwillingly now turned a creature into an ape and fired an arrow in its ass.
Yep. My bad.
All this work to save him, and he's just gonna get killed as an ape.
Yeah.
So yeah, excellent. Anything else?
Nope, that ends my turn.
Okay, Chris. You might be on mute if you're talking.
I was. I'm going to spend a key point to bonus action dash, which will get me to there with plenty of room to spare without having to go into the bit in the middle. And then I am going to use my action to attack with Boar's Light, which I've already activated. So I'm going to do my first attack on the Storm Giant with advantage, I presume.
Yes.
Because I'm opposite. Yeah. Okay. So do that. Okay. 15. Does that hit?
So as you position yourself and you start you activate Boar's Light to strike down. Yeah, you seem to have rushed it as the blade doesn't light as you've struck in, and you miss.
I miss. Okay. Yeah. Right. Cool. I'll go for my second attack then. With advantage, right? So, oh, come on. Okay, so they both miss. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. As you do this, though, you feel a strange energy come from your side. Just remind me where you've got your other sword.
So my other sword is hung by my side. I have the two swords hung by my side at all times. Yeah.
So you feel a slight resonance just come from this sword, and you start to feel it rattling you, which is perhaps why you've just missed on this occasion, because you now start to sense and you hear a voice in your head. Chris,
Okay.
Chris.
Yes. Free ball, free ball, free ball.
How?
He is within the confines of this palace. Search the depths.
As the voice ends.
If I make it out of this room, I will. Okay, end of my turn.
Okay, we'll come to Broderson.
Okay, forgot that was me for a sec. Brosen's gonna go here. Will he get advantage on his attack from here or no?
I just realised this should be done yet. Broderson, yes, he would, yeah.
Yep. Lovely. So Brosen's going to take a swipe at him with his boning knife.
Oh, is that
Ooh,
a
not
crit?
20. Okay, wow, that's gonna be this is gonna be a lot of damage.
Nice.
Okay, someone needs to work that out because I can't figure out how he's
Hang
done
on,
this.
so is his boning knife 1d4 plus 2?
Let's have a look.
Is that right? That
No.
seems pretty low.
Yeah, his boning knife is 1d4 plus 2,
Okay. So he did a 6 on that.
plus the sneak, plus the anatomical understanding.
Yeah, so
do
that's
I
the sneak
do
attack.
it differently?
So he
Yes.
added a 12 on that.
Yep, and then he gets max for them
Then
both,
he gets
right?
max of all of those dices on top of that. So 6, 11, 12. So yeah. So he got 12 plus 6 and then 4. 12 plus 6 plus 4
22 so far.
plus 6 times 4. 24.
So 46?
48, isn't it?
48?
24 and 24.
Oh no, 48. No, 24. And it's 4 times. Yeah, 22 plus 24.
Oh, 22. Sorry, I thought it
22
was
and 24.
24.
So yeah, 46.
you were
46. Yeah, 46. Yeah.
right. Lovely. And then just double check. Just checking his feet. No, that doesn't do anything different. And then his bonus action is just going to take another attack, but won't get sneak attack on this, obviously. So this is with Cleaver. For a 16 to hit.
So as he after he's made a precision strike with his boning knife, he attempts to slash him with his cleaver. Just misses.
Okay,
Which-
and that ends Broden's turn.
Brings us on to Cathbad.
I've been thinking so hard about what Olga's doing. I don't even know what I'm going to do with Cathbad. Cathbad is going to I'm going to cast. Hang on, let me just find out the distance a sec. You seem to have that locked in. Okay. Sorry. Let's get into range a bit more. Okay. Cuthbert is going to just all he's going to do is run to the other side of the room to around here. I haven't measured that out properly. Okay, move 30 feet. And then as a bonus action, I'm just going to cast Healing Word on myself at first level. So that's going to heal me for... Sorry, it's coming through now, it should be... It's going to heal me for 7. And then can I do anything as an action, because that guy's in combat? I don't think I can do much else, I'm a bit far out of range.
Got any spells?
Oh,
Anything
yes, I have got a really good idea. If you allow this. So, I've got my wild shape statue that's been carved as a giant spider for a few sessions.
Was it used?
No.
No?
Oh, actually.
You turn into
Did
one
I use
to
it?
fight Mozo.
Oh, that's fine. I can still do this. I just can't use I just have to use a slot up. That's fine.
I'm not sure if you used the carved one though, by the way.
I had it. I did have it in my notes still that I had it, but I do remember You're
Okay,
right.
let's,
I did turn
like,
into a
if you add it in
spider
your
to,
notes, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Okay. I can actually use my wild shape feature to create a fey version of the creature rather than transforming it into myself. So I've got wild companion.
Okay, I like that.
So let's just pop it in there. So I'm going to create a fey version of a giant spider to fight alongside. So it's like a familiar now.
Okay.
And yeah, if you can just chuck a spider in next to me, that'll be my turn. Thanks.
So you want a face spider? Okay.
Mhm.
Nice. I will chuck that in. I'll add that to my notes.
Cheers.
So I won't put that in now because I'll have to find it. And I just want to rush through this part of
Yeah,
combat. Was
sorry.
that the end of your turn?
That's it. That's it.
Lovac, bottom of the turn order. Do you want to
Yep.
take a turn first? I'm just going to do this out of... Because Jarisi and Odaf are confused in this moment of time and they're observing what is happening on the field. Therefore, they are both going to hold their goes until you've taken your action. Or until everybody in the room has finished what they're doing.
Okay. Hopefully I'll slay this giant. Short sword to the giant's heart.
Oof.
Maybe not. Oh, I got advantage.
You have advantage, yeah.
You.
You will eat...
You also have
That's
bardic
the
inspiration
exact-
die. You have
Oh,
a
I
bardic
have bardic.
inspiration die. It's a
How much?
1d8.
Don't have to wait till next session.
1d8. Where are you?
Yes, it is 1d8.
It's a 1.
No,
Is
it's
it
a
really?
7.
7.
It's a 7.
1d8 7.
Looks like a
So
1 on
change-
yours. It's a 7.
Change those dice, yeah. Awesome. Okay, so
22 hits.
22.
Wow, good time for Bardic.
And I get my sneak.
Sneak attack on
attack.
top of that, yeah.
Yeah, so 8 plus the 18, please.
Oh, so it's the 26 then? Yeah?
Yeah.
So this giant takes 26 as, yes, suddenly this giant didn't expect powerful creatures to be attacking it and he's just suddenly like... and he's surrounded now and a little bit scared. And that's where we'll... Anything else?
If he's still alive, I'll try and finish him off.
Oh, he's still alive.
Offhand.
He's only taken... Hang on. Yeah, Grizz missed.
Yeah,
So
it took
he-
46 from
Broderson.
Just,
person.
Drent
And then,
targeted a different one.
Drent shot the ape.
Yeah. So yeah, it's only you and Broderson that's hit him.
Yeah, just take about 75 damage, isn't he, or something?
Okay, so don't get a
First
sneak
one
attack.
hits.
Yeah.
So 12 points.
Plus the lightning damage.
Right.
16, yeah.
Minus 16 as it continues to... As the lightning sort of shocks through it. Yeah.
Okay, that's me, yeah. I'll hold my ground.
Okay.
By the way, I had carved my thing while we were in this place. It was after I turned into the spider.
Yeah.
Just to be.
So if you wrote it in your
Just to
notes, I'm
confirm.
happy to...
Yeah, it was after. Yeah, it was after.
You know, I'm never gonna judge you on that. So, like, if you
No,
say
I
you've
wasn't.
done it,
I had
you do
a
it.
seed of
Yeah.
doubt in my mind then, but I just checked. No, it was when we were here. When we took a look at rest at one point.
So, and to end the session, and conscious we pushed on a little bit further than we expected, we'll hold Odaf's turn until next week, but Jarisi is gonna go. So Jarisi just turns to the balcony, despite the action going on to the side with the ape.
Fools! You think you can challenge us Prepare to die.
And notices a unique position that you're all together. And looks down
that's
upon
okay.
you as he starts to summon some flames from his fingers. From the balcony, the group of Grizz, Broderson, Lovac, Gent, and even the Stone Giant stands before the slightly raised platform. You start to see a wall of fire raise from his fingers, and as it starts to approach you, grows wider and higher. And in a moment, you realize you can't escape this wall that comes towards you. And we'll end the session there.
Lovac's got flameproof there, right?
Yep. Definitely. I swear Mike's going to give me a bonus to my save because I'm totally behind a bit of cover there, right?
So is Lovac, sort of.
Fortunately, flames don't give a shit about cover.
I've just wrote that in my notes for the next session to ask Mike if I get a cover, and I'm just going to write no. Nope.
Yeah.
That was good though.
I'm glad we did that round of combat. I know we ran on a little bit, but it was worth doing it because I think we'd anticipated the entire session to get you. So
Yeah. I was itching.
it's nice to have a round of combat, and yeah, we can pick it up next session.
Yep.
Cool.
That was
So
sick.
if Olga wasn't prone at the start of that turn, anyway, that was a really good session. But just thinking, like, in the game time, like, what, a couple of minutes before, everyone was just minding their own business, having a nice little auction, and then there's a giant ape in the room, there's an exploding chair.
A dead minotaur, literally just got
Yeah.
one shot.
Some charred corpses of some bystanders that, yeah.
Who'd have thought hardcore's now an ape?
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
really good.
Awesome.
Thank you, everyone, and obviously thank you for carrying over the session a little bit later than expected. And yeah, apologies to everyone. We did start a little bit later tonight, internet issues, etc., etc. But no, appreciate everybody for watching us live tonight, and thanks for all the participants for being here as well. We're going to leave it there, and we'll join you in 2 weeks' time. It's good to see that we've kept this cadence going as well. So, like I said, even if we're unprepared, we're going to carry on going. We're just going to enjoy wherever the session brings. So, just want to say thank you for everyone for watching tonight, and yeah, again, thanks to everyone for playing. And we'll see you again soon. We are the Conduits of Chaos. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
See ya. Thank you. See ya.